You've always heard that you need to invest, but you don't know where to begin.
Don't worry, leave that to us. We've been teaching people how to invest for the last 8 years and have helped over 45,000 people get started with investing in a simple way. And now we've made the process even easier by creating a course that teaches you how to get started investing in 5 simple steps. And it's called our L.E.A.R.N method.
Before you invest, you need to 1. Look at your financial position. 2. Establish your personal goals. 3. Assess your investment options. 4. Research the best options for you. And 5. Normalize investing regularly.
With these 5 easy steps, you can start your investment journey with confidence and clarity. But wait, there's more. We've created templates and resources to help you take action right away. After this course, you will know how much you have to invest, your investment targets and timelines, and how to invest to achieve your goals. Register now at learngrowinvestclub.com.
All right, everyone. Hope you're doing well. So the Woodcats IPO basis of allotment is out. So naturally, I had to do a video about it to cover, what comes next after this process to help you as an investor, understand what to expect. So we're going to go through the basis of allotment. We're going to recap what they said they're going to do in terms of the IPO proceeds, etc. And then I'll talk about what comes next. All right. So for those of you who got my email this morning, I did a breakdown for you. And so I'm going to go over that recap, but you should be subscribed to our mailing list if you have not yet done so. All right. So let me go straight to the basis of allotment and to get that out of the way. So it says Woodcats International Limited, Woodcats or the company, has announced its invitation for subscription of 833 million ordinary shares as detailed in its prospectus, yada, yada, yada. And it was oversubscribed. The invitation was closed 11:59 on Wednesday, February 11th. The basis of allotment of the invitation shares are as follows, right? So the employee reserve pool, applicants will be allotted 100% of their subscription. Key partner, 100%. Strategic investor, 100%. And there are persons who are asking me if I was a strategic investor. I am not. Okay, let me just set that record straight. I'm not a strategic investor. Yeah. And then the general public, this pool was oversubscribed. Applicants will be allotted the first 25,000 shares that they applied for, and approximately 67.66% of the balance applied for in excess of 25,000 shares. And I'm going to break this down for you naturally because we love math here. We love Excel. And so any excuse to open Excel, thank you very much. I'll do it. So I'm going to break that down for you, but we're going to read the rest of this first. Okay. Applicants whose applications were only partially accepted will be refunded the balance of their subscription monies in accordance with the prospectus. Multiple applications from the same JCSD number were combined and treated as a single application. So that person today who told me that they applied using the same JCSD on Moneyline and on Go IPO, it's treated as one application. Woodcats will now proceed to apply for listing its ordinary shares on the Jamaica on the junior market. The Woodcats team and NCB Capital Markets Limited, lead broker, and arranger wish to thank all the applicants for their support and confidence, which contributed to making the first IPO of 2026 a resounding success. This also marks the first junior market listing to take advantage of the increased market cap limit of 750 million. All right. And I see Lavaine saying refunds were sent today. Okay. All right, so let's do some math. Or I'm wondering if I should just bring up the email that we sent. Let's open Excel. That's all. The answer is always Excel. So let's just do that. All right. If there's a question, then Excel is the answer, right? All right. So I'm going to share my screen. I have Excel. Please don't be intimidated. I see some of you like Jermaine, always in Excel. Calm down. All right. So I'm going to break this down for you assuming that you applied for 100,000 shares. All right. So I hear some of you saying, Jermaine, my money is not like yours. I do have 100,000 shares. Just follow the example and we work with it. All right. So you applied for 100,000. Now the basis of allotment said that you got the first 25,000 shares, right? So first 25,000, and of course it's 90 cents per share. So you would have spent, in that case, we're going to multiply these two. So you spend 22,500 to get your first 25,000 shares. That means you have a balance roughly of 77,500. And if you don't know how that works, I'm just going to do that. Right? I'm going to break it all down for you. So let's do balance here. Let's do amount here. So we're just going to minus this 100,000 from a 22,500. So you have 77,500. Now the math also says you get 67.66% of the excess. Okay, what does that mean? So your balance is, let me just call this excess. I'm going to put this right here. And I'm sure somebody is going to watch this and say, Jermaine, I still don't understand. What does this mean? I don't know what to tell you. All right. And I'm trying to explain it as simple as I can. Let me not make this too complicated. I'm going to do 0.67766. All right. So the excess would work out to 52,436.50 shares. So it's not actually a dollar amount, but this is formatted as a dollar. That's why it came out as such, right? So that 52,436 plus this, that's the total number of shares that you are getting. So that's the math right here. So if you applied for 100,000 units, you're getting 74,936 shares. All right. That's how the math works. Hopefully that was easy enough for everybody to understand. If not, let me know if you have any questions in the chat. But that's how the basis of allotment works, right? First, they tell you the minimum amount that you get. So everybody got the minimum of 25,000 units, and you had to pay 90 cents per share. So you spent 22,500 of your application amount for that amount. So you have $77,000 left from your 100,000 application amount. So the excess, which is 67.66%, comes out to 52,000. So you add the 52 to the 22 here, and you have 74,000. All right. So that's the number of shares that you would get if you applied for 100,000. So if you multiply that by whatever amount, let's say you applied for 1 million shares, then I need to update my formula here. All right. But that excess would essentially be 661,000 shares plus your 22, you'd have about 680,000 shares. All right. Okay. I didn't have, let me do this. All right. So there you go. All right. And let me not format this as currency. Let me do number. All right. So to not confuse anybody. All right. So there you go. All right. So if you applied for 1 million units, that would be the amount that you would get. So hope that helps you as well. Right. So you can just, multiply the amount that you just calculate it using the amount that you've applied with. And that's how you know how many units you are to expect. So that refund amount is what you should expect if you applied, I think, through Go IPO using your NCB account. Your refunds were probably in your account already. If it's Moneyline, probably will take a couple of days. If it's QMax, probably take a couple of days as well. All right. Let me know if there are any questions. Read that. Any questions? Is that clear? Shamar says he thinks I made a mistake. Shouldn't I add? Oh, yes. Thank you, Shamar. Shamar saying I should add the 25,000. Okay. Yes, I added the amounts, not the units. So this is why I like when people pay attention to what I'm doing. All right. So what he's saying is the amount that should be added here and not here. So thank you. That is correct. So that is not F5, but D5. Thank you so much, sir. See, nobody else corrected me. That means only one person saw my mistake, right? So let me go back to the original amount, which is 100,000. And that means it should be 77,000 units. Shamar, let me know if that is correct there, right? I got a little carried away, but I think that's correct now. So this adds to this, gives you the number of units, all right? Let me know if that is correct there. Yes, you are right, sir. Shamar, I wish I was here. I wish you were here. I'd shake your hand. Thank you very much for that. But that's it, right? So just multiply the amount. Ladies, there probably no one understands as well as Shamar. I mean, you'll see it. We just try to do these videos to help you. Hopefully, I know some persons get really intimidated with numbers. So once I opened Excel, I probably lost half of you. And the other half of you are probably like, okay, Jermaine, just keep talking. Hopefully it'll make sense eventually. And then you can just do the math, look at your refund and see. The refund will tell you how many shares you're going to get, right? That should help you. All right. So let's talk about what comes next, right? So I see a few persons saying the refunds were sent. Somebody got their refund today. We do have a poll in the chat here on YouTube. Let me know if you see it in the comments. Guys, do you see the poll on YouTube? Let me know if you see the poll. The poll was asking if you applied. Can you please participate in that poll? It'll help me to understand where our community stands as it relates to the offer. All right, so the question is what comes next? I'm going to explain the process here. So after this, I mean, refunds are going to start being processed and dispersed. So once refunds are done, usually that takes a few days, depending on where it's coming from. It closed last Wednesday. Basis of allotment is out, and so refunds have started to be processed, and that should take place over the next few days. They should list within 21 days of closing, because once they raise the amount, it closes, they see what they have, then they pretty much apply to the JSE to list. Once that is approved, barring any issues, they should list within 21 days. So I'm suspecting they may open sometime in March. That's when you'll find out the ticker name. That's when they're gonna list on the junior market. So there'll be a ceremony. It will be streamed on the JSE YouTube channel, or I think CBX's YouTube channel, and you'll be able to now trade that company. Now, based on the basis of allotment, the number of shares that were awarded, I'm going to be very interested to see how the first few days goes. I'm not going to share what I think it's going to do publicly. I already told everybody in the email when I'll share that information. So if you got my email, you'll see when I'll share my thoughts on that and where. So those of you who check the email will understand where I stand with that. And so from here is just really to see how the company is trading. Their financials should be coming out for their Q5, if not already. I don't believe I saw it, but I'm expecting it any day now. Q4, not Q5. And we'll just see how the market receives this company, right? I see somebody here saying that they wish that they got more shares. That's certainly something that investors want to hear, right? So we shall see how the stock trades for the first couple of days, right? So I do think that just from what I've seen, I'll comment on what I've seen and just leave my personal thoughts for now. So what I've seen is kind of some mixed sentiment around some topics for the company. You have some persons who were asking, questions like, is the industry a growth one? Is the business model making sense? I think some of those questions, if you look at the numbers, you look at the company, you'll be able to understand whether or not it makes sense. I mean, certainly if you can do $1 billion in sales for any product, the business model makes sense, right? So now the question comes down to how much can they grow, right? And can they grow at a pace that investors will be excited about that continued growth and what it would mean for the share price? Because at the end of the day, investors want capital appreciation or they want dividends, all right? So again, I'll take any questions that you have about it. I am going to just go over the prospectus in terms of that the use of proceeds. So I'm going to look at that now for a few minutes, and then we're going to wrap up this stream and jump over to the Kajabi community. All right, so we're having our level 1 monthly call inside the community this evening. So if you haven't taken our level 1 course, you can sign up using the link on our bio on Instagram or the link on our profile. Sign up for the level 1 course and you'll get access to the meetup that we're going to have in not hearing me over which ads. I'm not sure what you're saying, Amazon on site. Which ads, right? So yeah. All right, so I wanted to look at just the basis of allotment. So not the basis of allotment, use of proceeds. So let me find that quickly for you here. All right. Amazon on site, let me know what you're referring to. Are you talking about YouTube ads? I'm not sure if that's what you're saying. We have no control over that. Really? All right, here we go. All right. Use of proceeds. I have found it. Here it is. All right. So use of proceeds, it says, as detailed in section 10, the proceeds of the IPO portion of this invitation will be used for capital expenditure, working capital support, and the proceeds from the offer of a sale portion of this invitation will be used for paying the selling shareholder, right? So there's a shareholder who are selling shares, and so that shareholder will get their proceeds, right? Because it was a combined offer of a sale and IPO prospectus that we had. So yeah, so that's it. So in terms of capex, working capital support, etc., I mean, so you want to see the company growing with the use of this capital. You want to see them growing, so it is to be considered a growth stock. So what that means is that you want to see my criteria for growth stock. I'll just share that here. My criteria is 20% top line and at least 20 to 25% bottom line growth. Now, we do know that they're going to have a tax break being listed on the junior market. So there still should be, even if things remain the same, be some growth in the bottom line. So at the very least, I'm waiting to see how things progress quarter by quarter. It would also be interesting to see how the stock trades for at least the first, I would say, 30 to 90 days, right? Because the last few IPOs we've seen have traded below IPO price. Even Atlantic, that's above $2 recently, was at about 88 to 85 cents at its lowest, I think. Maybe it went a little lower. So I'm just curious to say, especially since I think, let me see what the basis of allotment was for Atlantic Hardware, because I do not remember it. I'm not interested in using AI mode. Thank you very much. All right. Okay, so it was actually similar. Interesting. All right, so the basis of allotment for Atlantic Hardware, the general public pool was oversubscribed, and allotment will be the first 100,000 shares. So the allotment for Woodcats, based on, some of you may not understand it, the allotment for Woodcats is actually I guess I don't know if you'd say better in terms of it showed more demand. Now we have to check a few things, right? Was it the same number of shares that were applied for, etc., etc.? So yeah, but 64% the balance that was applied for, and the first 100,000 shares. So with Woodcats, it's 25,000 shares and 67%. So it was almost the same. Yeah, so that's what I mean, I don't think I checked the basis of allotment for Atlantic. I must confess, I didn't purchase. Have I ever purchased shares of Atlantic? I've never been an Atlantic shareholder. I never checked it when the basis of allotment came out. I just wanted to see that it closed and it was going through that process, right? So yeah, okay. All right, Tryon, I haven't seen you in a minute. Hope you're well. You had an issue with the ad too. It's no. So here's the thing, guys. We have programmed something. So the platform that we're using to stream, there's an ad setting. It could be causing a disruption, right? So I mean, YouTube has its ads that it would normally play, but the platform started to integrate the ad setting, so it could be what's causing it. Because I've never heard somebody have that complaint before. I know it's 2 persons, so I'll track it to see. I don't know if it's playing an ad while I'm live. Usually it only plays the ads on a replay, but we'll see. Yeah, so it was quite similar in terms of the excess amount, but 4 times the minimum shares. But I think Atlantic might have made more shares available. So the pool for not raking in the ad revenues, it's not a bag of money. But no, so the only thing that I'd say here, take an investor, is that I think Woodcats made less shares available. So you guys are giving me homework here. I don't want to have to be doing homework on the stream, but let me check how much Atlantic was offering to the public, right? Because we need to check that as well for context, right? General public was 100 million shares. Really? Interesting. It was only 100 million shares? Interesting. I don't know why I thought it was more. Okay. Interesting. Okay. All right. So okay, I commented on that already. Okay, let me see if J. Lewis is asking how long will it take to be listed. They should be listing within 21 days of closing. All right. So since I closed last week, that's what you are saying. 100. I figured. Tavares, thank you. So I think general public for Woodcats was 213. So that means more money went after Woodcats that went after Atlantic. Is that reasonable to say, guys? I think so. Especially since the number of shares were less. That IPO didn't perform as well as this one, given that it was 100 mil. Yes, that is my deduction as well. Why not? KB says I'm overseas. I'm not getting the advertisement disruption. Okay, you know how it goes. All right, so I think that's it, guys. I think I've made it clear of what to expect. Usually I don't think there's anything else I want to say here. Let me leave it at that. A lot of reports are coming out. I wanted to go through a few, but I don't have the bandwidth to do that because we're going live in the community in about 5 minutes. So I don't want to start a conversation here that I'm gonna have to cut short, and I don't want to start that session late. So I'm heading over to the community. For those who are in level 1, that's our monthly meetup. Yes, for sure. So it was more and it was less the minimum allotment. That means more money went after Woodcats. So that is positive for them, right? did apply. I don't know what you're asking, Amazon. If you're asking if I applied, I'm not sure if that's what you're asking. Please, I'll wait to verify what you're saying. Can we go through the reports in the community? Can we? Well, this call that we're going to have is a check-in call. So just seeing how everybody's doing, answering questions relating to the course. Maybe persons have questions about the IPO process. We can't go through the reports in the community for level 1 because we try to focus on just support for those getting started in level 1. We don't want to assume where everybody is. And so that wouldn't make sense. I would more likely to go through reports in level 2 because in level 2, they would have at least a foundation for understanding those kind of things. Because you don't want somebody to be a brand new investor, Gen Z, and go straight to the report. I try not to keep it too technical. So if anything, reports I may go through here, but I don't know when I'd be able to do that because we have a video planned for next week, Wednesday already. But I may just... I'll try to go through a few and just kind of share my thoughts quickly, but a lot of interesting reports and a lot of stocks are moving already, just as I was expecting. And so I think it's going to be a great year for investing. I said that last year. I'm just saying that. I said last year it's going to be a great year. And I think it was, all things considered. And I think we have some great opportunities on the market this year as well. And depending on the type of investor you are, you should be positioning yourself for the opportunities that you foresee. And you should have a clear strategy going into the year, right? We're already 2 months down, 10 months to go. Whatever your investment goals are for the year, you need to be taking the steps towards those goals, right? So you've already seen a trend on the channel. I don't know if some of you have noticed it yet. We're going to be doubling down on a few topics. And Tryon, I agree. So Tryon, I met with a client today, and the client said to me, right, so it's somebody I'm coaching, and the client said they met their goal for the year already. So naturally, I said to them, client, if you've met your goal already, maybe you need bigger goals. But it's excellent that they're able to meet their goal already, just from the opportunities they've had. And it's somebody who said, you know, they've been able to learn a lot from our program and they were grateful. And so that really felt good to hear, right? That we're able to help people to learn how to invest, make their own decisions, make money and make a difference for their families. So that was, but I do agree. Excellent year so far. Yeah. All right. Let me see. It blew my mind. But you know, and they told me the amount. So it's not like a percentage thing. They told me the actual dollar amount, and I'm like, that's impressive. That's impressive. So it's a wonderful time to invest. And guys, let me just do a shameless plug here. That's literally why we have the level 1 course that's completely free, because we want to get as many persons started investing as possible. We don't guarantee you results. We don't promise you anything. We just promise you that you learn. And the more you commit to learning, I always say to our students that once you take the step to learn, you'll be ahead of so many other investors who are not doing research, who are not trying to get better, who are not getting coaching. Because some people just try to, just buy stocks that people are talking about, right? Amazon on-site level 1, the link is in the description of this video, or it's on our website, or it's on our profile on Instagram. Just check any of our social media pages. It's a completely free course, 90 minutes long, that introduces you to investing. Oh wow, the poll is forcing the question. Let me repeat. Oh, thanks for that feedback. Interesting. So that's something that we need to have. You ever seen ads through the live stream before? Because as I said, that may be something that we need to change. It's a setting that so the platform we use is StreamYard, and I think it just needs to be tweaked. All right. So Amazon on-site, you said they need help with investment strategy. Now, level 1 course is for persons to be introduced to investing, introduced to our methodology. If you only need help with strategy, then level 2 would be better for you if you already know the basics of investing. But you can still take level 1, see if that fills in any gaps for you. And if you want to take the step to level 2, then you can do that. All right. First time seeing ads. Yeah, so I'll look into that because that would be annoying for me. That would be annoying for me. So Jude's on IG, just go to the link in our profile on IG since you're on IG, and you should say level 1 course in our links. Then you can sign up. But I'm going over to that community now, so you're free to join me over there to answer questions. Very sorry about the ads, guys. It was not my intent. So sorry if that impacted your experience on the stream just now. So all the best to everybody who applied for the Woodcats IPO. The next few days, if it's your first time investing, just enjoy the experience over the next few weeks. You'll learn a lot over the next few weeks. Look out for day 1 of trading. Look out for that first week. Try to understand as much as you can about the process and just lean into it. All right. Take care, everyone. For those joining the level 1 session, I'll see you in a few minutes. You've always heard that you need to invest, but you don't know where to begin.
Don't worry, leave that to us. We've been teaching people how to invest for the last 8 years and have helped over 45,000 people get started with investing in a simple way. And now we've made the process even easier by creating a course that teaches you how to get started investing in 5 simple steps. And it's called our L.E.A.R.N method.
Before you invest, you need to 1, look at your financial position. 2, establish your personal goals. 3, assess your investment options. 4, research the best options for you. And 5, normalize investing regularly.
With these 5 easy steps, you can start your investment journey with confidence and clarity. But wait, there's more. We've created templates and resources to help you take action right away. After this course, you will know how much you have to invest, your investment targets and timelines, and how to invest to achieve your goals. Register now at learngrowinvestclub.com.